Hey guys, it is Brian here with episode 81 of our Liverpool career mode series. In today's episode, we got 3 really important games for you, so we'll jump right into those. Before then, I just want to say that my voice is a little bit under the weather today, so I sound a little bit different. That is the reason why. We'll actually start off here with our friendlies that are playing with England, and it's gotten to the point that I really haven't played many of these, if at all, with England especially. I kind of just focused on playing the games, the Liverpool games, and getting through to the games we really want to play from that, and just kind of seeing how the team does, at least, so you guys can keep up to date with that. So there you can see there we had a couple friendlies. Okay results, if you will. And moving on to our 3 games here. We're playing against Manchester City and Manchester United as well. On top of that, we're also playing in the EuroLeague against Roma. So we got lots of action going on there. And as this game starts off too, we've already talked a little bit about, about 4 episodes or so ago, what I'm going to be doing for FIFA 14 in regards to the teams I'm going to be choosing. Well, I want to give you guys an update on that. I'm going to be working on it in the next week or so, making a set of videos, about 5, as I've narrowed the teams down to 5. I'm not going to say which ones they are, but what these videos are, they're going to be previews of each team and why I want to choose that team as the team that I'll play with in FIFA 14. They'll only be about 2 minutes long roughly, but it'll give you an idea of what I think of the team and what I like from that team specifically. You guys can sound off in the comments for each of those videos as well, but I'll base them off the views and the likes. The reason why for this is it'll give me an idea of, the amount of people actually interested in the specific teams, not using, comments as something to solely base that off of, and also for promotion of the teams as well. So, the one that maybe gets the most views and most likes is the one that most people are interested in, also will get the most views for actually being on YouTube as well, to promote the series going ahead into FIFA 14. So it's a bit of a way to kind of get the series out there, get it marketed for the upcoming season, but also get an idea from you guys which one you like the most. And I'll choose, it doesn't have to specifically be the one that has the most likes or the most views, but I'll choose the one that I feel like the response was the most positive, or the one that I really, either got turned by the comments, if you guys really had really positive comments to the team, and, it was overall a warm reception to that side, that'll probably be the one that I'll choose. But I'll also use a little bit of discretion as well to kind of get an idea there for that. But I'll be coming in the next week or so. I'll post those videos almost simultaneously if I can, and we'll use that as the marker for figuring out a team. And it'll take a couple weeks, but we'll get it down, and I'll officially announce it at least before the demo or just after the demo comes out for FIFA 14. But with that said, we're looking at the game here. This is a very important game for us. As you can see, they got the early goal against us. And there was a couple of scary moments here later on in the game, but we're able to get the goal to tie the game up here. And Mayuka has been absolutely fantastic as of late, getting these chances where he just breaks away. He has so much speed. And for whatever reason, beforehand, I was not comfortable finessing those shots when I got in close. But Mayuka's made me feel more than comfortable doing it now, as we're able to score a couple of those as of late that have really been successful. And Merkel puts the bow on this game. An absolutely fantastic goal from him there, as we're going to get the 3-1 win here against Manchester City. And that's really, really important to us. I feel like as of late, one of the problems that we had in the past is that we just weren't able to perform against the big sides. But we've been able to do that, I think, this season, which has really helped us kind of stay in the race, stay close, and make sure that we're in, for at least a fighting chance of getting into that, top spot for the end of the season. But also these really important games have lended a bit of a hand for us as well to make sure that we're, stopping those other teams as well from getting points too. The only negative that we had this season is we had a lot of draws, and, those have been against teams that we probably shouldn't have drawn against. So it's a bit of a weird circumstance we've kind of built up for ourselves here. But with that said too, we're going to move on to our game against Roma here, as we're going to go into the first leg of this matchup, and we'll see how we do against them. And I was really excited for this one, actually. I get really excited when I'm playing a Euro side, and a side that we don't get to see that much of. Roma is a team that I actually have a lot of respect for, and not being able to play against them that much, going to their arena, is a very different atmosphere than what we usually get from playing in the Premier League. It's nice to see that as a change, and we talked about that too for FIFA 14. Some of you guys have been sounding off on the idea of doing a series on a team that is from a non-English speaking country. And I, like I said, really enjoy some of those teams. There's, some of my favorite teams that I love to see play are sides that are just in the Serie A is one of my favorite, places to see a couple of those matches there. And especially for Canada, for whatever reason, we have a very, strong underlying Italian influence in a lot of ways for some areas of Canada. So we get a lot of Serie A on our local cable and stuff like that. So I've seen a lot of those games, and one that I like to see more of because of just my history, ancestry, and my family is I'd love to see more of the Bundesliga as a place I love to watch games from as well. And there I was talking about before, Mayuka being able to just get on the rush there and have an absolutely breakout play and finesse in the corner. He does it once again. And a great goal from him there. Nearly a chance for Roma at that point as well. And yeah, with that said, it's one of those things that there are teams that I would really, I'm not saying that I don't like La Liga either or anything like that. I have respect for a lot of them. But again, just cutting back here, Mayuka again breaking away, and that could have been such a nice goal there. So close, not able to put that away. It would have really helped us out in this game too, putting us up 2-0. But with that said, my only issue with choosing a team like that, or choosing a team from a league that is non-English speaking, is that I alienate a lot of the audience, I think, when it comes to actually enjoying the content. Like, I already feel when I've done the Liverpool series, there's initial, some of the way I talk, number one, because I'm a Canadian for one, and number two, also not having the accent and maybe not speaking the 100% lingo of what people are used to. There was a lot of alienation there for people watching the initial series of Liverpool, and that's gone over time, where I think a lot of you guys have, if you've stuck around, you mostly enjoyed the content that I've created, and I felt really thankful for the people that were very supportive of me. But that was something that I got over and I got comfortable with. I don't want to do MLS. MLS is not interesting to me in that regard, and I'm sorry to people that want to see that. It's just one of those things, for me at least, where I want to do something that really interests me, and MLS is not that type of scenario. And for, a lot of people, me being a North American and doing something that is not maybe my native game, then it's a little bit different. That's where, when I play NHL content, it feels a lot more at home, because that's something that I can just freely speak and, really feel comfortable what I'm saying and what I'm talking about, knowing, this intricacy of being a part of the sport, and also, watching the sport for pretty much my whole life. So there's a different, feeling there between the two types of sports, and that even, flows into me. For example, if I was going to do NHL content, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing a series on the Swedish Elite League or something like that, where I feel like I wouldn't properly represent what's going on in the actual series. And that's where I get into a bit of an issue with doing a team from the Serie A or, going to the Bundesliga, is number one, I speak English. And English is, sadly, in a lot of ways, the national language that a lot of people speak. But there's a lot of people there, too, that don't want to see, especially a Canadian do a series on a German team. That isn't necessarily the thing that people want to see. If you want to see a German team play, I know there's a lot of also English speaking people that would love to see that, but I mean predominantly the main people that would want to see you play Werder Bremen or someone like that would be a German speaking person. So in the case like that, that's where I kind of shy away from that and feel more comfortable or more at home when I've talked about the Premier League. And that also comes down to the fact too that I feel over time I've gotten more comfortable with talking about the Premier League as I've watched more and more of it. I never grew up on it from a very young age, but as I got older and I felt more comfortable waking up early in the morning, especially being on the West Coast, if you want to catch a midday game, you're waking up, let's say 4 a.m., 5 a.m. or so, and then if you're going to catch a night game, luckily for watching the Champions League, most games are 11 o'clock our time in the morning, that is. And that, has helped me in ways where I felt more comfortable doing that. Then I was able to get to the point where I was able to talk about that too a little bit more, day to day, and feeling a little bit more like, okay, I know all the transfers that are going on. I kind of know the situations of all these teams right now. It got to the point where I feel like I'm a little bit more comfortable with that, even though I am still an outsider in a lot of ways because of the fact that I'm not, from Europe and from Britain. So that, is very long conversation for kind of explaining where my thoughts are on that, but I want to share that with you guys because it's really important to me to choose a team that I'm very excited by, but also a team that I feel like I could properly, maybe not 100%, but do my very best to represent the best way I can. And that's where maybe I haven't officially knocked down the final teams that I'll do a series where I might have one team that's out of the Premier League, but predominantly the choices I'm going to be listing are Premier League sides, and the reason for that is what I just said. But yeah, we'll jump back here. As you saw against Roma, we were able to get an early goal. They scored to tie the game up there, and we're going into the second leg of that, tied 1-1 with them we have the away goal, at least for now. And in this game here, we are facing up against Manchester United, the other Manchester side. Nice to see us, facing off against two of them in one episode. And Lewis Holtby really letting go there, has a nice shot that hits a post. And then this time around, he scores top corner too. Both those ones actually hard to see for whatever reason in the corner there as they're going into the net. But Really happy with that because once again we give up the early goal but able to kind of work our way back into this game and, you know, use the players that we have to our advantage. As we talked about in the past, this season's feel a lot more comfortable because we have a lot more versatility in our players that we have available to us too. And as the game was winding down here, I was just trying to put on as much pressure as I could to make sure that we weren't going to be giving up any chances. But here's one that could have been very nasty. Leno was able to get that one, or get his grasp on that one there. And here's a chance, kind of a lucky one, as Coutinho's coming in and not able to put that away. Both the Manchester players fall over each other there, leading to a chance for Holtby, but he just narrowly misses the net. And here's Charlie Austin with an opportunity that lands right to Walcott, not able to put that away as he hits the bar as well, but that runs down the clock pretty much. So we got most of the chances in the last couple minutes there, and are able to win the game here too. So a very happy ending to this one as we get 2 wins in the league against 2 teams that were really fighting for position wise in the top of the table. But that is it for this episode, guys. I hope you liked it. Continue to leave your responses and comments for what teams you'd like to see me play as. Getting closer to those final teams, I'll let you guys know in a week essentially what those 5 teams are, and we can start the kind of voting process on that. But until then, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in episode 82.
City with 64 points. In second, Liverpool with 62 points. In third, Chelsea with 61 points, with a game in hand on the team above. In fourth, Manchester United with 58 points. In fifth, Arsenal with 51 points, with a game in hand on the team above. In sixth, Newcastle United with 50 points. In seventh, Stoke City with 45 points. In eighth, Tottenham Hotspur with 42 points. Bottom of the table, Leicester City with 10 points. And then reading up the table, second bottom, Blackburn Rovers with 17 points. Third bottom, Wigan Athletic with 20 points. Fourth bottom, Queen's Park Rangers with 25 points. Fifth bottom, Norwich City with 30 points.